Hi, it's Martin from Financial Literacy. We specialise in helping people set themselves up for retirement and to get their best result. I want to come to you with some top tips for the 2021 financial year. I've done a few videos. In this one, I want to talk about specifically pensions. So if you're in pension mode, 60 plus and you're taking a pension, don't just automatically let it tick along. Every year in July is a chance for you to review what you're doing these next 12 months. What that might look like is figure out how much you're taking it out. Where are you taking it out from? Whose name are you taking it out of? And I encourage everybody to sit down and figure it out between themselves or talk to an expert to make sure they're getting their best result. What that means is figure out what you need. Maybe not what you're getting, but what do you actually need? Are you taking too much out? Are you not taking enough out? Make sure you understand what you need each year. If you don't need as much as you're taking out, you can reduce that pension. And often that's the best thing to do, because if you leave that money in your pension account, often it's invested getting a higher rate, but also importantly, you're not paying any tax typically of the money that's inside of your pension account. So rather than taking it out and plonking in a bank account where you might start earning some interest and pay tax on, not only do you typically get a lower return, you might end up paying tax on that money. And typically you're not out of an age where you can put it back in. So it's easy to not take it out rather than take too much out and try and put it back in. Specifically, this year is a year where you've got an opportunity. On the back of COVID, the minimum pension you can take has been reduced by half. So if you were taking the minimum before, you can actually take half of that. So I encourage everyone, if you're going to do something, now is the time to do it for this next 12 months. So understand, what do you need? If you don't need it all, start taking less. Now's the time to do that. Importantly, it can change throughout the year. So if you take it down too much, you need more, you can always increase it. You can always take a lump sum out. So, I need an extra 10 grand. You can write to your super fund and typically get that out in most cases. Speak to your super fund if you're not sure about that. Why do we want to do that? Is because the money that's left in there, as I said, typically gets a better return and it's tax-free. And importantly, what I'd encourage you to do is understand where your pension money is coming from. What I mean by that is it's within your fund, but what part of the fund is it coming out of? The way I prefer to set it up for all of our clients is it's coming out of a cash part of the fund. It's coming out of a cash portion of the super fund or the pension fund. What that means is it doesn't matter what the share market's doing. We're not selling shares every month to make your pension. We're just taking it out of the cash portion. So typically with most super funds, you can set it up so you've got a portion of investments and a portion of cash. You want to make sure you're taking your pension out of the cash part, because therefore you're not affected by what's happening in the markets. Now, as a strategy you need to do to make sure you don't run out of that cash, but ideally that gives you the certainty that you're not having to ride through and sell when the wrong time to take your pension out. So there's some tips. Make sure you understand what you need. If you can reduce it, take it down to the minimum, and often that might mean that you live off some money outside of super. So if you've got some money saved or squirreled away that you haven't touched for years and years, now's the year to touch it. Take $1,000 a month out of there rather than taking it out of your super. Why? Because ideally you're getting a better return on your super and it's tax-free, whereas the money you got outside, you're not. We can't put it back in, but we can live off it, that's for sure. Hopefully that helps. Have a great 2021 financial year and talk to you soon.